Welcome back to Gomer Games Tips. This is Gomer. We are going to go over the Metro today. And this is a pretty big subject here, but we're going to go over the vanilla to start with, and then we'll move into some of the DLCs, and then a little bit of the workshop. There's a lot of stuff in there too. Okay, so the Metro, the way that works, it works very similar to the train. Sort of. You place a station down, and we're just going to, I'm going to place one right here, and as you can see, it depends on which way the station is oriented, on which way the tracks run. So you need to kind of plan it out on which way. We're going to run a route down this main avenue, just as an example to show for the video. So what we're going to do actually down here would probably be more, probably be more effective. So what we'll do, we'll place this right, go ahead and place it right here. And once you place that, the line becomes available. Until then, it's not really available. So you go through and pick on the, pick another station. We're going to run it straight down this avenue, and let's see here. Hate to destroy something here, but I think we're gonna do that anyway. Put it right there in the middle of that block. And typically, you run metro stations anywhere from bus stops anywhere. I don't think I mentioned this in the bus video, but typically run them every 3 to 4 blocks, give or take. The citizens, your residents, will walk further than that. They'll walk considerably further than that. But typically, if you're trying to be realistic and we want realism, bus stops are usually every 3 to 4 blocks, and then subway stops are usually about every 8 to 10 blocks. Obviously, that's kind of subject to individual cities, that type of thing. But so this would be realistic in real life, even though, in real life that would probably be about 10 blocks, give or take. But you can obviously put them earlier than that, or, more often than that, because I can put another one right here. Matter of fact, I will probably just do that for the game, for the sake of the game. We're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so now that we have those 3 stations placed, they're right in a straight line. So you just click on the track, and then you lay these just like you do the railroad tracks. Those 2 are now connected. Those 2 are now connected. There we go. So now all 3 of these are connected. And the routes are now available, or the lane tool is now available. So they work just kind of like the train or the bus. You just, well, they work more like the train because you can double back on it. But you can click on that, create a new route, create a stop here, and then create a stop here. And then you can do kind of funny things because now you've got a train that's running all 3 of these, and you can bring it straight back and complete a route. So it goes through and it makes the center stop here, and then at the end stop, and then it's an express train all the way back. Or you can go ahead and have it stop here again and then complete it. So now it will pick up passengers, do a stop here, pick up passengers and do a stop here, and then it will pick up passengers and do a stop here, and then pick up passengers and do a stop here. But you could also do it where you can have one side is a multiple stops, and then you can have it going back the other direction, or another lane even, another train even, because they will wait for each other. Matter of fact, let's just do that. We'll create another lane that, there we go. So now we have 2 subway. Let's see if I can pick on the right one here. Yeah, that are green, and that's not really what we want, so let's do red here. And it's kind of hard to see because they're on top of each other. But now we have one. You can see the green stops here. We have one that's an express train from station. We'll say station A to station. Well, we started the routes over here. So station A to station C, and then right back from C to A. And then we have another route that goes from A to B to C to B back to A. So you'll see those running. Now the subways work just like the trains, except obviously they work underground, and they have a pretty high capacity, and so they work very similar to the train, and they help move lots of people around your city, and they are for larger cities. Once your city reaches a certain population, and again, I'm not going to speculate on a population because that's kind of up to you. Once you reach a certain population and your traffic is congested, you feel you need to put in a subway route. You can put one line in, and then kind of expand it from there. And again, it depends on the layout of your city on how you would want to lay these out. Maybe you could have uh, another subway station, say right here, and connected by a pedestrian path, and maybe this station goes out this direction and goes out this direction on the other side. And this is kind of like a hub where somebody coming from here wanting to go up here would take the train from here, or the subway from here to here, cross over, get on this train, and then go over here, get on that subway and go that direction. So yeah, I mean, you could do a lot of different things. You could also put a subway stop next to the bus video. We went over the bus station with the After Dark. You could put a train station, a metro station, and a train station, all three of them right there together. So you've got kind of a hub going on. And so that allows people to switch from one use to another. There are hubs available with different DLCs, and I really haven't mentioned any of those because I was going to go over those once I completed the mass transit, but we'll kind of touch on it now. With the DLCs, you've got these hubs that have different forms of transportation. You got an inner city bus with a metro, and let's see. Yeah, that's a metro with an inner city bus. That's a bus with a metro, and then you have it's just a train ending. Yeah, you have all these different hub options that you can do, and with the DLCs and stuff like that. Now, also with the trying to remember what DLC that is. That is, bear with me just a second here. I believe it is the Sunset Harbor DLC. One of the DLCs has a well, this is the train station connection creator pack. Has a bunch of above ground metro. Allows you to draw your metro above ground, and it has metro stations above ground. And that's these right here, and it doesn't state, I can't remember what DLC that is, but they basically work the same way. I'm just going to place it over here. Basically works the same way as Subway, just above ground, and then you just run the metro tracks just above ground. So you kind of have like an L situation, like in Chicago and St. Louis, and I can't think of any other cities that have them, but there are dozens of cities around the planet that have metro stations that are above ground, because putting them underground is very, very expensive. So, New York, Moscow, Washington, D.C., there's a few cities that have them. I think Paris has one. Maybe Berlin. but mainly it's extremely large metropolitan areas that have subways. But there's a lot more cities have above ground rail available. So if you get the DLCs, the train creator pack has a lot more, or the train station creator pack has a lot more stations available. And then I believe it's Sunset Harbor that updates this to allow you to run these above ground. All right, I think that covers just about everything else. It works just the same as the train as far as the metro just runs back and forth. You don't have to loop it like a bus. You can do express metros like I was talking about. You can do that above ground or below ground. You can place multiple lanes, multiple routes and lanes together. I was also wanting to say, instead of building another station like right here, like we were talking about, you could also have these other lines meet at this station. So you could actually have all four of them going into the station here. Now that would be extremely busy, and you would have basically congestion. And you would actually see, when you're on this menu, you would see the trains stop, and you would see them waiting for each other. So you could run, say you could run a line out. Uh, I'm above ground. There we go. So you would see a train stopped here and a train stopped here because these both of these stations are full. So you would see that underground happening. So it would be a little bit less efficient than building another station over there. But it also depends on what your volume is and how many people were using that station. But again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It depends on how your city is laid out, depending on how your city grows, and personal preference on how you want to lay these tracks out. This is Gomer with Gomer Games. This has been the Subway / Metro video. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to leave those. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button for the channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for your time.